involved with the whole Josh Hawley situation last year, and many of you have heard the story, countless times on HEW Entertainment Radio and how that came to be. So we don't really need to go into that. Myself and Josh Hawley had a couple of words for one another on MySpace, Facebook, and Twitter. And one thing led to another, and eventually Josh Hawley was absolutely terminated and left upset and broken from it. In this corner with Jonathan Clarke emphasizes on that in several columns. You might have to go back to about May of 2010. I believe that was when the columns and the information that I had that the situation was released, but I was heavily involved in the Josh Hawley and Miley Cyrus situation from 2010. And, ever since then, I've really been keeping an eye on Disney and the entertainment world in general. And I always like to take a break from talking about professional wrestling and interviewing professional wrestlers, because I've interviewed over 600 of them, and I like to change things up here on HW Entertainment Radio. I think that I've remained quiet about it, but I think that it's time for me to speak on the whole WWE bashing Disney situation, simply because I seem to be one of the main reasons why WWE are bashing on Disney, because as you know, from time to time, the majority of the jingles here are Disney themed and entertainment themed jingles, and myself and the co-hosts here on HEW Entertainment Radio love to make reference to things Disney are doing. If they've got a special coming on Disney Channel, or they're releasing a special Blu-ray or DVD and have a special event, we love to talk about it. We've had Hannah Montana here on the show. We've had a number of Disney fans on here as well, and a lot of you express your opinions and thoughts on how you feel we present the whole Disney issue and Disney theme and run with it here on HEW Entertainment Radio, and I definitely appreciate your opinions and thoughts on anything we do. I originally thought that, running with the Disney theme would get the younger fans more into HEW Entertainment, and it has. The whole Disney theme, after the whole Josh Hawley situation from last year, in this corner with Jonathan Clarke became one of the most popular wrestling columns and entertainment columns on the internet. I definitely thank everyone for that. But I really think the whole Josh Hawley situation catapulted the Disney thing that we were doing here on HW Entertainment Radio and have continued doing over the past year or so has really skyrocketed in popularity and made this show even more popular than it originally was. We got a majority of listens in our radio form when the show premiered several years ago, and the website premiered in 1999. And now that we've launched this YouTube channel and in this corner with Jonathan Clarke, they have absolutely exploded in popularity, and our popularity has taken off. Even at one point, WWE tried to strike back here towards HEW Entertainment following the Hannah Montana interview from the summer of 2010, when they had Kelly record a YouTube video along with some of the wrestlers, including John Morrison, Hornswoggle, and a number of other professional wrestlers got together, and they recorded this video for WWE's YouTube channel and Kelly's YouTube channel of Hannah Montana Forever. And I think that they really went a bit too far with that. They had Kelly dress up as Hannah Montana. They took a direct shot at HEW Entertainment Variety Radio, and I just didn't really know how to respond to it. I remained quiet about the whole situation. One of the co-hosts had actually showed me the YouTube video and told me that they had recorded that YouTube video, and he told me the information about it, and I had the opportunity to check it out, and I thought it was absolutely atrocious. I didn't really think it had any need being on WWE's YouTube channel. A lot of the stuff they post on WWE's Twitter and WWE's Facebook have absolutely no business being on Facebook and Twitter, because it is a very widely browsed social network. And I think that that video of Hannah Montana and Kelly really did not need to be produced, and I didn't know how to respond to it, and I still don't. I have a few comments about it and everything, but I really don't know how to respond to that particular situation. And for the last number of months, I constantly thought about it, and I thought, maybe WWE wrestlers and WWE fans, listen to this show and they get a kick out of some of the things we do here on HEW Entertainment, and I appreciate the involvement of a lot of fans here on the show. And if what we do here on HEW Entertainment amuses you and entertains you, then that's we've accomplished our goals. That's fine with us. But I first noticed WWE making reference to the Disney company around the time that they were heavily marketing the John Cena Miz storyline, over the Miz becoming a huge star. They were really trying to make The Miz into something special, so they came up with the idea of having him work several matches with John Cena, and the program was getting over fine enough. You didn't need, the parodies and stuff thrown in there along with the whole situation. I think eventually The Miz would have become a huge star. I keep going back to, the whole interview that I did with the Sandman back in 2008, and one of the comments that he had made during the interview is the fact that after the John Morrison Miz tag team broke up, that was right around the time that I had the privilege of speaking to the Sandman. He believed that the Miz would be the star that they kept around for a little while and then eventually released him. He believed that John Morrison would be the one that would succeed and go on to be a future WWE champion out of the two of them. Turned out that his theory was absolutely wrong, and The Miz is now a former WWE Money in the Bank winner, a former United States champion, and a WWE Championship winner. So definitely The Miz went on to prove a lot of people wrong, including Bill DeMont, who I also had the privilege of speaking to, and also JBL, who just recently returned on WWE for what I'd like to call, a one-night stand type of deal. I don't necessarily think that the promos and everything that were incorporated with the John Cena Miz storyline really needed to be thrown in there and mixed in with the whole situation, simply because I believe that the Miz would have become a huger star, a bigger star possibly than someone like John Cena if, on his own, if anything. So I really think that, the promos and everything they incorporated with the storyline, when the Miz came out on Raw and compared John Cena to being on the same level as Hannah Montana and the Jonas Brothers, I really think that is absolutely unnecessary, and it really does not need to be, on WWE television, because here you are trying to market kids. You got the whole PG rating going for you. You're trying to market these young kids with the WWE Kids magazine, and you're making fun of children, programming involving the Jonas Brothers and involving, Hannah Montana and different things like that. So is that really the way you want to reach out to kids? It's not an effective way to reach out to kids. I think it's just, implanting images and thoughts in their minds that don't necessarily need to be there. And I think WWE are the ones, and the WWE creative team are definitely the ones that can be held accountable for, what they're writing. The right things about the Jonas Brothers and the right things about Hannah Montana, especially a few weeks after that whole promo was cut between The Miz and John Cena, when The Miz was going on, a tirade about defeating John Cena. I think it was 4 times in a row before John Cena absolutely crucified The Miz and defeated him. Especially after the whole promo was done, then you turn on, Disney Channel and see John Cena on Hannah Montana for about a minute and a half, where he, motivated Jackson Stewart to read a book, and he was motivating children to read a book. I absolutely applaud, Disney Channel for encouraging children to read, just as I applaud WWE for the whole WrestleMania reading challenge that they have, where they encourage, WWE fans and members of the WWE universe to actually pick up a book and read, because literary difficulty in this world, I can never stress it enough, the inability to read, the literary difficulty in the world that we're seeing increasing is a severe issue, and it needs to be corrected. If you take 5 or 10 minutes out of a day and sit down and read a book with your child, you're going to improve their literary skills, and by the time they reach grade 10 or 11, their reading ability will be absolutely phenomenal. Their reading speed will have increased, and their literary and vocabulary will increase tremendously. I absolutely encourage you to sit down with your child, read a book, and teach them how to read, and teach them different forms of vocabulary, because it will benefit them down the road. I can never stress it enough. I think literacy difficulty is a tremendous problem and a tremendous obstacle that needs to be overcome. And I applaud WWE and the Disney Corporation for, reaching out to the younger generation and trying to do something about it and correct a problem that continues to be a growing problem from, year to year. And I think that, in time, if, different companies like WWE and Disney can put their differences aside, a problem like literacy difficulty will be, corrected. I think that, a problem like literacy difficulty is something that needs to be applauded if you take the time to actually, do something about it. And that was what Disney were doing with the whole, John Cena appearing on Hannah Montana deal. Now, I know that, Hannah Montana and John Cena doesn't seem to be two things, a formula that would mix. But they made it work, and they promoted the fact that literacy and the ability of learning your vocabulary and learning how to read and taking 10 or 15 minutes out of your day to pick up a book and read it and understand the concept of it, no matter how easy or difficult the book might be. I think that no matter how much time you spend with your child or yourself reading, it can never be looked at in a negative way. And I think that John Cena's involvement with Hannah Montana was absolutely phenomenal. Now, prior to this, WWE shooting on Disney for the Jonas Brothers, Hannah Montana, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus. These people are phenomenal talents who encourage people, to take care of the planet, who encourage people to read, who encourage,